It's not confrontational. It's not like you've got to get the shot, but our whole job is to dispel rumors and things. We get people that will say, yes, I'll get the shot, but the follow-up has always been the issue. Will they go?
Volunteers for a nonprofit in North Carolina are not just talking the talk, they are walking the walk, going door to door to promote the COVID-19 vaccines. And there are local health department workers with them on standby to actually administer it as part of their Doses to Doors program for anybody who actually wants to get the shot on the spot. Couldn't get more convenient. Let's bring in tonight's Bream Team panel to discuss. Leslie Marshall, Fox News contributor and syndicated radio talk show host of The Leslie Marshall Show. Jason Chaffetz, also a Fox News contributor and host of Jason in the House, the Jason Chaffetz podcast, and our very own doctor in the house, Dr. Mark Siegel, a Fox News medical contributor. All right, doctor, I'm going to start with you. We have these debates about vaccines, but also this thing about masks. I'm hearing from a lot of friends who have children who are too young to get vaccinated, or they're choosing not to get them vaccinated. Now this fight about whether they should have to wear masks outdoors at camp, that kind of thing. Here's one mom, what she said about her daughter being at tennis camp. So, doctor, what are we to do with masks outside for kids who are either too young to get vaccinated or their parents have chosen not to get them vaccinated?
Well, you covered a lot there, Shannon. I would start with the door-to-door vaccines. I think it's ridiculous. I think that we need doctors to talk to their patients about whether to get the vaccine or not, and that's the only way to overcome the non-compliance of a very important vaccine. When it comes to masking, once again, superimposed government overreach. Are you kidding me? Kids wearing masks outdoors in the middle of doing sports activities, they're going to pass out. They're not going to be able to get enough air. There's too much carbon dioxide. That's been studied. You know, they're going to get dizzy. And there's no benefit, by the way. Even indoors, even in schools, studies in multiple states have shown less than a 1% transmission from kid to kid. So kids are not spreading COVID-19. Why should we mummify them? Why? Now, by the way, if someone hasn't been vaccinated, if they're under the age of 12 and they're in a small group or indoors or in a school, I'm not saying don't wear one. I recommend wearing one, but the mandates are the problem. These mandates are stifling everyone's soul, and it's got to stop.
So about the mandates for vaccines, Dr. Leana Wen, who used to be the president of Planned Parenthood or CEO, leading of that group, she's out there now as a medical expert also talking about the COVID issues. And she said this the other day. She says it needs to be hard for people to remain unvaccinated. Right now, it's kind of the opposite. It's fine. It's easy if you're unvaccinated. You can do everything you want to do anyway. She says we got to make it much more painful for people. Vince Colanese, very familiar to our audience, a radio host here in town, says this, quote, every person deserves the right to control their body, their life, and their future. He says that's the same lady when she was the head of Planned Parenthood. Leslie.
I find it very interesting that you have some people like this woman talking about, you know, my body, my choice, but then when it comes to vaccines, it's different. And then on the right, you have a complete flip-flop of the exact logic that I just laid out. Look, there's so much to say here. First of all, some of the people that are having the people go to door in North Carolina are very happy because they don't have the transportation to be able to see their doctor, although I do agree with our doctor. That's who should be giving them the information, and I like it's the health department and it's not politicians. And speaking of not politicians, I have 2 kids in camp. They go to different camps. They're 12 and 13. They are vaccinated. They are required to wear masks in certain situations. Example, my son goes to surf camp. On the bus, they have to wear them. Out in the water, they do not have to wear them. However, there are some kids that have not been vaccinated, and we are seeing with the Delta variant, especially in Mississippi, the numbers have been changed now, but there are 7 children hospitalized, 2 on life support in Mississippi with that Delta variant. So to me, it's not a big deal, and it's not the government saying you have to put the mask on. It's the camp, and they're probably doing it to cover themselves legally.
Yeah, and if they start asking your kids to put on a mask while they're surfing on surf camp, please let us know, Leslie. That would be an interesting twist of events if we go there. Okay, I want to play something now from our current Vice President, Kamala Harris, back during a debate. And this is what we heard a lot from the left, because now they are really giving people a hard time who have questions or hesitancy or have decided the vaccine's not for me, the risk doesn't match, you know, whatever my particular medical history is, that kind of thing. But this is what the Vice President said a few months ago.
If the Trump administration approves a vaccine before or after the election, should Americans take it, and would you take it?
If Donald Trump tells us that we should take it, I'm not taking it.
So, Jason, now here we are with people who say they don't want it or they have questions, and the left is ripping them. Jason, can you hear me? Oh, I think Jason's maybe frozen. All right, so doctor, let me go back to you. What about that when there were those who said months ago, I wouldn't touch these vaccines if they have anything to do with President Trump, but now that they're saying, listen, you're crazy if you don't want to step up and go with a plan?
Yeah, I think that that's exactly where the problem started, because people don't trust someone who won't give credit where credit is due. And the vaccine was made over a 9-month period of time, and there was a distribution plan in place, and the Army was involved. And the first thing the Biden administration did when they came in is they said, there's no plan, there's no plan. And as you said before that, they said, we're not taking it if it came from that administration. So that made it political. It's not political, it's scientific. It's an incredible vaccine. It's very safe, it's very effective, and the way to get people to take it is to explain that the risks of COVID are way greater than the risks of this vaccine. That's how you do it. You have to talk to people equally, one-on-one, based on knowledge, and not scold people and make it hard on people, like you said before. So making it hard on people, I think the pandemic made it hard on people.
Yeah, people are struggling with a lot of different things and looking to hopefully see the light at the end of the tunnel for a lot of folks. They are getting there, and there have been a lot of things and a lot of steps that have gotten us there, including our medical professionals, our doctors, our frontline workers who have stayed on those front lines all through this pandemic. We lost Jason. We'll bring him back again soon. But Leslie and Doctor, thank you both for weighing in.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon.